Hi everyone, welcome back into North Dakota today. As we all know, children develop at different rates, but they are usually able to do certain things by certain ages. But some children experience language delays. So Dr. Hansen of Sanford Health is here to tell us how to navigate if your child may be experiencing this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thanks.
It's always, great to get this information for folks who might be wondering some of these things at home. So first and foremost, what are specific signs of speech and language disorders in young children?
This is one of the questions I field a lot as part of my everyday work as I'm doing checkups. A lot of people have concerns about their child's language development.
No.
That might mean things like they're not using a lot of words yet, or they don't seem to understand when people are talking to them. In older kids, it can be difficulties in school or difficulties with reading. So it can take a lot of different forms. It sort of depends on the age of the child.
So what would you say to a parent who maybe suspects that their child is dealing with something like this?
Yeah. Get help. Talk to someone about it. I never want someone to suffer in silence. And if you have concerns about your child's development, come talk to me. Talk to your child's pediatrician. Talk to their teacher. Get information about, maybe what you could expect at their age and whether or not you should be concerned.
Okay, great advice. Also, what would it look like during the actual appointment?
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through what that may entail or what kind of things will be asked
It could take a few different forms, and it sort of depends on what's going on with your child. It might be, the provider asking you questions about what the child can do. It might be the provider interacting with your child to see what they're able to do and what their language looks like. You may be asked to fill out a written questionnaire or a questionnaire online about what you observe in their daily environment. So it could be any of those things.
Okay, interesting. I want to ask this question. Is there a difference between, say you're hanging out with friends or family, young nieces, nephews, something like that, and this child is saying something to you, but I'm not the parent, so I'm like, what is this baby saying to me right now?
Yeah.
But mom or dad picks up on it immediately. Right. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's any type of delay, right?
No. Again, it depends on the age of the child. Their development unfolds at a pretty particular rate.
Okay.
And so what you might expect out of a 2-year-old is a lot different than a 5-year-old.
Okay.
So yeah, those younger toddlers especially can be really tough to understand what they're saying. If you catch 50% of it, you might be lucky.
Okay, well that's good. That's, kind of heartwarming here. So say we go through the appointment, my child sees a doctor and maybe they don't give me any referrals. Yeah. What do I do then?
Yeah. So there could be a lot of options you have there. If you still are feeling unsettled or feeling like you need to take further steps, there are options for you.
Okay.
So you can, if your child is under the age of 3, request a free screening. This is a federally funded program.
Okay.
It's available in every state. You can self-refer. You don't need a referral from a provider to access it. It might be called things like Watch Me Grow or Early Intervention or Birth to 3. And they do developmental assessment.
That's incredible as a free resource.
Oh,
okay.
Amazing. If your child is over the age of 3, you may be able to access those screening services through your local school district. So you could just, call up your local school and say, I have a 3-year-old, I'm concerned about their language development. And they can walk you through whether or not screening would be appropriate through the school. I really want to remind you that probably about 1 in 5 kids has some kind of difficulty with their language development, whether that's just a little bit slower with learning articulation or picking up new words. And there's lots you can do at home to help your child develop healthy language skills. And it's easy stuff. It's fun stuff, like playing games with your child, reading with them, engaging them in conversation. Limiting screen time is a great way to help promote your child's language development too. It's really those one-on-one interactions that help the most.
Okay, yeah, my final question was how important is really, getting behind this and kind of doing these things at home as a parent, which you just covered. But I guess, maybe just go into the details one more time of how we can help.
Right. Again, if you're concerned, talk to your child's pediatrician about it. That's your great first stop because they can walk you through about, what are the next steps and what level of concern you should be.
Okay, and where can we go for more information, maybe with Sanford Health?
Yeah, sanfordhealth.org. Really easy to remember that one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Hansen, for joining us this morning. Always incredible to get that important information for parents who are just coming into summertime, too. We're going to be spending a lot of time at home with our kiddos, so this was a great time to have this interview. Thank you. Thanks. All right, coming up right here on today's show, Plains Art Museum gearing up for a busy season with a lot of events right here after the break.